One of Hollywood's most prolific and famous martial arts stars has died. David Carradine was found dead in Bangkok, Thailand. A spokesman for the U.S. Embassy there says the actor died either late Wednesday or early Thursday. He would not reveal or confirm any other details out of consideration for Carradine's family. However, there are reports stating Carradine hanged himself in his hotel room. Carradine came from a family of actors. He shot to fame in the 1970s in the TV series Kung Fu. Younger fans know him best perhaps for his role in the Kill Bill movies. David Carradine was 72 years old. Myra Lopez, The Associated Press.
Sad news from Hollywood. Ed McMahon has died. TV icon Ed McMahon passed away early this morning at the UCLA Medical Center in Los Angeles, according to his agent. McMahon, best known as Johnny Carson's sidekick and the host of Star Search, had been battling health problems in recent years. McMahon was 86 years old. Sad news out of Hollywood. Farrah Fawcett has died. The 62-year-old Charlie's Angel star passed away in a Santa Monica hospital early Thursday morning after a 3-year battle with cancer. Farrah and Ryan had one son together, 24-year-old Redman.
Ready for this? You have waited long enough. 750 million album sales, 13 Grammys. London welcomes the King of Pop, Mr. Michael Jackson.
This is it. This is it. I just want to say that these will be my final show performances in London. This will be it. This is it. And when I say this is it, it really means this is it. Because I'll be performing the songs my fans want to hear. This is it. I mean, this is really it. This is the final curtain call. Okay? And I'll see you in July.
The world is reeling at the news that the King of Pop is dead. The Los Angeles Times is reporting that Michael Jackson has died after suffering a cardiac arrest Thursday afternoon at his home in Holby Hill, California. The pop star was reportedly found unconscious and not breathing when paramedics arrived. They performed CPR and rushed him to the UCLA Medical Center. Sources tell the Times Jackson was pronounced dead by doctors after he arrived at the hospital in a deep coma. Jackson's family has reportedly gathered at his bedside. He was 50 years old.
Shalom, and welcome once again to Elders of GMS. My name is Elder Tahar. To my left is
Elder Ryan Lob.
And we also have the researcher, Elder Gabar. The topic that we're going to get into today, being that so many celebrities are dying, today's topic, and especially MJ, Wacko Jacko, Michael Jackson, the King of Pop, whatever you want to call him. You know, they said that he died. We don't know if he actually died or was some Machiavellian type move. We don't know, but we're going to find out, okay? Because we found out that this guy's in debt of over $1 billion. I don't give a damn how many concerts this guy does. That's a lot of damn money, all right? But anyway, the name of this topic The name of this topic is the stars falling from heaven. All right. And like I said, in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, you had all these so-called celebrities, just dropping dead. And the first one was David Carradine of the Kung Fu series, and they said that he was in the closet and he was hanging, and at first they thought that somebody murdered him. Then they said, well, he committed suicide. Then they found out Kwai Chang Caine was just a damn freak. Basically that's how he got off. He took a rope, tied it to his I was gonna say that. I was trying to use the brother's. He tied it to his testes area, all right, and I guess tied it around his neck and pulled a certain way, and that's the new way of getting off, I guess, in Hollywood. The dumbass. But anyway, he died. Say did a little thing on him, what's his name, Larry King. He's always doing a special on somebody. So he did a little 1 hour special on him. Had certain guests on that knew him, and then Ed McMahon died not too long after that, and he made a big deal out of that. And then Farrah Fawcett May just died, and they don't even want to say, well, she died of rectal cancer, right? Now, if you look up the causes of rectal cancer, that means you like to have foreign objects stuck up in your rear, all right, in the backside. So she was nothing but a goddamn freak, all right. She was enjoying that damn freaky ass sex, and she got cancer for it, and then she's gonna try to play like she's some goddamn blonde-headed Mother Teresa, man. Give me a goddamn break. But anyway, she died. I don't know if it was that night, and everybody found out that morning, and they did their little specials. But then later that day, MJ died, and it was like, who the hell is David Carradine? Who's Ed McMahon? Who the F is Farrah Fawcett Majors? Because when Michael Jackson, when they said that he died, brother, when Larry King made that special, it was a 2-hour special. On CNN, all the news on CNN was just Michael Jackson. Any BET radio, put on any radio station, man, they were just doing specials, brother. They were just playing his music. They're gonna be playing. That's Elvis Presley all over again, man. When Elvis Presley died, that's the last time they did something that big, and this thing is gonna go until the missiles drop, man. You're gonna see Jay coming out the woodwork, dressing up like Michael Jackson impersonators, and they said they did the same thing with Bruce Lee. They did it with Elvis Presley. They did it with Bruce Lee. Now they're gonna do it with MJ. The MJ Mania, all right? That's our word, so don't steal that word, okay? It's gonna be copywritten, MJ Mania, all right? Matter of fact, put that down as a domain name, MJ Mania. All right, we're gonna take that, okay? So if you want to use that term, if nobody else got it already, you're gonna have to buy it from us. And then you're gonna hear of, well, he's not dead, Watch all these spin-offs. He's not dead, he's living in Russia, he's living in Siberia, he's in the underwater city. Then you're gonna hear of MJ sightings. Yep. So we don't really know if he's dead or not, But I do know this: he did embrace the religion of Islam, And like I said, as you watch the news and you watch these different shows, you're gonna see more and more. The whole focus now is on Michael Jackson, and basically, with all these different celebrities are bugging out right now, man. There's people are bugging out, going crazy. There's more people going in the crazy house now because of the death of MJ. So you're going to see a lot more, and there's going to be a lot more spin-off shows, a lot more documentary. They might even come up with a full-length movie. Anything they do when it comes to MJ, the money's going to be made. Money is going to be made, all right? But anyway, well, he's a golden goose. You know, he's the cash cow now. That's the highest. He's the greatest entertainer that ever walked the planet Earth. You know. But anyway, he's one of the top stars. He's one of the top stars on the planet Earth. But they say all these stars are going to fall. You had the minor stars fall, like I said, David Carradine, Ed McMahon, and Farrah Fawcett Major. Then you had a major star fall to the earth. And we're going to go into the scriptures and prove to you that the major stars are Israelites. Okay? All right, go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 23. Take heed unto yourselves, lest you forget the covenant of the Lord your power, which he made with you, and make you a graven image, or the likeness of anything which the Lord thy power hath forbidden thee. For the Lord thy power is a consuming fire, even a jealous God.
Yeah, so you know what? The Most High didn't like the fact that this guy was pushed up on that level. So that star has fallen.
He had an album called Invincible. And
And you know what? He's dead. Well, he's out the picture. I'll say that. Okay. All right. Now let's go from there to the book of Exodus 34, verses 10 to 17.
Exodus 34 and 10. And he said, Behold, I make a covenant before all thy people. I will do marvels such as have not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation, and all the people among which thou art shall see the work of the Lord, for it is a terrible thing that I will do with thee. Observe thou that which I command thee this day. Behold, I drive out before thee the Amorite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee, but you shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down their groves. For thou shalt worship no other God, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a-whoring after their gods, and do sacrifices unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat of the sacrifice, and thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a-whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a-whoring after their gods. Thou shalt not make thee no molten gods.
Yeah, so Michael Jackson was set up as a god, as an idol. So the Most High brought that star down. And more you stars, and I like to research it and look up, give me the word celebrity. I guess I guess you can go to like Google or whatever, look up the word celebrity or dictionary.com or whatever, because the word celebrity basically means a star up in the heavens. That's where you get the word celestial. So people in Hollywood, you know, famous singers, famous actors, they call them celebrities because they're saying that they're stars. And when they get to a high enough point, they actually get a star in the ground out there in L.A. I think it's around what's the name of that famous theater? There's something Chinese theater. But anyway, it'll pop up. Nah, but it's a theater out there, and they call it something Chinese theater. But anyway, they'll put a star there and your name on it, you know, and then they'll get the news media, and then you got a star in Hollywood. So it made you a celebrity, all right? So the word star means a star up in the actual star up in the heavens. It also means celebrities on the earth. It also means societies and kingdoms, because America is a star now. But that's why if you go to Isaiah the 14th chapter, it speaks about Lucifer, and Lucifer is that bright and morning star, which is the so-called white man's Esau's rulership. They're elite, and that star is going to come down. All right. Okay, good. Whatever you got.
All right. Okay, and dictionary.com, you'll see the word celebrity the definition is a famous or well-known person. That's number one. Number two, fame or renown. Now, you'll see the term synonyms, which the word synonym means the word that describes the same word, which in this case is celebrity. The word there is distinction, note, eminence, or stardom.
Yeah, so that's it. So when you come across these scriptures about the stars falling from heaven, that could be, depending on what scripture you read, that could be literally talking about these missiles coming down, because they're gonna look like stars. All right, that's what John the Revelator wrote. That's what Isaiah wrote. That's what many of the prophets wrote when they saw the prophecy of America being destroyed. It looked like stars was falling out of heaven. The Most High also referred to the nation of Israel as the stars of heaven. All right? And like I said, Esau is right now, he's a bright and morning star. Meaning Esau's society, his elite, that's why you have a so-called religion or philosophy called Luciferianism, where they worship Lucifer, but people don't understand it because they think that they're worshiping the spiritual demon Satan, which they're not. That's talking about this system that Esau had set up. The elite, the Illuminati, have set up, where they deal with the spiritual demon Satan. And the spiritual demon Satan and his other demons under him, they lie to the Illuminati, man. They tell them things that's not true. All right? Go ahead.
This is Psalms 75, verse 7. But the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another.
Yeah, so in order for the kingdom of heaven to be established, Esau has to go down. So when the kingdom of heaven is established, America's going to be gone. All these so-called societies are going to be gone. All these statues that you have, like there's a statue down there in Brazil of Caesar Borgia with his hands raised out as a famous statue, Christ of the Andes. Right, that's down there in Brazil, and you'll see it pop up. But anyway, that's going to be knocked down. Even though Brazil's not going to be destroyed, that's going to be knocked down. Because any image of Edomites, just like when our kingdom was established, that's going to be a renaissance. So in the Renaissance, you tear down all the old images of that past society, empire, and then you put up your images. And that's what's going to happen. Any remembrance, in the kingdom of heaven, you ain't going to remember no Michael Jackson. You ain't going to have no CDs. You ain't going to sneak no CDs off the wall. You ain't going to be listening to that, man. You ain't going to be listening to no goddamn English. Billie Jean. You're not going to be listening to that. You're not going to be reminiscing about the Delphonics. All right? Begging to some damn nigga women. All right? Because we're going to be speaking Hebrew and the songs are going to be in Hebrew. You ain't going to hear there's not going to be English in the kingdom of heaven. There's only going to be one language. That's Hebrew. All right? You got something?
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou become weak as we?
And that's these nations looking at America saying, look, they're not as strong as they used to be. They're not the great power. They're beginning to see that the so-called white man is not the great power. Now, there was a picture, if you saw the last video, what was the last video that we did in the classroom?
Russia.
Right. Iran, the U.S. and Russia in prophecy. I believe there was a picture in there, if I'm not mistaken, or one of the videos where it was in Caracas, Venezuela. They had a statue of Christopher Columbus, and they knocked it down, and it was dragging it in the street by his neck. They had like a noose around his neck. So these Latin nations, these Latin tribes, they're beginning to wake up. And they're making videos on YouTube and other video sites. So they're waking up now, man. They're waking up to this so-called white man. All right, go ahead. Now, in this society, over there in Iraq and mainly in Afghanistan, see, they're trying to push forth that wine, their philosophy. They're trying to push forth their fornication by pushing that women thing. Women got to be educated. Now, you know what them Afghans are doing? If they find out an Afghan woman or a girl is going to some school system to learn, they chop their damn heads off, hands off, man, or might burn them. They're not playing, man. They are not playing. The only way you're going to defeat them Afghans, you got to blow that whole country up. You got to get rid of all of them. And you ain't going to do that, man, because they're all living up in the rocks. So your society's going down. Just face it, man. Go ahead.
Thou become like unto us. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. That's the music.
Yeah, that's the music. The noise of your vials. That's your music. Your so-called greatest musician that came out of America, MJ. Well, all I can go by is the memories of songs that he did. All right? Since you said that, give me Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. Because this music that you hear nowadays is not music. It's basically noise. It's garbage. All right? Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun, or the light, or the moon, or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
The keepers of the house shall tremble is talking about the Illuminati. All right? It's talking about they're beginning to see that people are not cooperating with them. They figured they can go down into Iraq and just take it over. Even though they're in there and they got power in there, they are still catching hell. They figure, well, it'll take us a year to do this. It's taking them more than a year to do whatever they do, and people are beginning to wake up. That's why they want to do away with the whole computer, the whole worldwide web, because there's a lot of information coming out, man. Breaking down these secret organizations, these secret societies, the Illuminati. There's a lot of information. If you want some information, just stay on the World Wide Web. Go to YouTube, Google the word. Go to any of these different video sites. Put in keywords, and somebody's gonna put that thing up. And you know what? They can't control the internet, man, because there has to be hundreds and millions of sites out there. So you can't keep up with it, man. Go ahead.
In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few.
Grinders cease is talking about jobs. People are losing jobs left and right. Go ahead.
It says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. I'm sorry, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. When
you're gonna go to this job and it's gonna be shut. Like for example, a lot of these places that you go in different cities, you be driving by or walking by, and you'll see a store with an empty store with a for lease sign on it. Go ahead.
When the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
All the daughters of music shall be brought low. So we in that time right now. This music that they come up with now is crap. It's bullshit. All right? Go ahead.
And when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and the desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. Or ever the silver cord.
There's going to be a lot of mourning in the streets. It's going to be worse in America and around the world before these missiles drop. Go ahead.
Or ever the cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitchers be broken at the fountain, or the wheels broken at the cistern.
Yep. So we're living in a bad time, and it's going to get worse. All right. You got something?
Yeah, I'm back in Isaiah.
All right. Go ahead.
Says Isaiah 14:8, And 11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Yeah, that's your corrosion. Your bridges are falling. Your highways all messed up. Go ahead.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
Now, you people in the church read that, and you come up with this fairy tale that Satan was in heaven and the angels. They were all righteous. Then Satan became wicked, and he tried to take the Most High. That's fairy tale, man. You know where you got that from? You got that from that book, the Mormons, that them Edomites put together. Because there is an actual book called Mormons, but they went off on that book. Go ahead.
How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation?
That's talking about Esau. Go ahead. Is there more to that?
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen in the kingdom, because we're going to make sure these other nations get their land. They're going to have their land, but we're going to be over them. But Esau, you ain't going to have nothing. Go ahead.
It says, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
Right, Esau, you're the seed of evildoers, and you're not going to be famous anymore. Your name is going to be mud in the kingdom of heaven. All right. Now let's go from there to Exodus 20, verses 1 to 6. Exodus 20, verses 1 to 6.
Exodus chapter 20 verse 1. And the power spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath.
Yeah, because you made Michael Jackson and these people in Hollywood, you made them superstars. You made them idols. Go ahead.
Or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
Right, now let's go from there to Wisdom of Solomon 14 and verse 6.
Okay, this is
Wisdom of Solomon 14 verse 6.
Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 6. For in the old time also, when the proud giants perished, the hope of the world governed by thy hand escaped in a weak vessel, and left to all ages a seed of generation. For blessed is the wood whereby righteousness cometh, but that which is made with hands is cursed, as well it as he that made it. He because he made it, and it because being corruptible it was called God. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto the Most High. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it.
Yeah, because they made Michael Jackson, they made Farrah Fawcett Major, they made this guy. You know, they'll tell you, look, you'll never walk again in this town. They can make you and break you, and then you have to bow down too. You have to have sex with him, man. Now, when MJ was at his highest point is when he got together with this guy Quincy Jones, because what the first album they made, what, 3 albums together. I think Off the Wall was one of them. What was the other one? The other 3, right? The Thriller album. Yep. You had Off the Wall.
Did he make the one with Bad? It was Quincy Jones. No.
Yeah, but there was 3 that he got to get out. That was at his highest point.
Right.
All right. And we all know about Quincy, right? Quincy's a straight up homo, a gay lord. So if you're gonna work with him in the studio, you're gonna have to work with him in the bedroom, all right? And see, Jake, they like to act like, you know, certain things, certain celebrities do. They like to turn their face like that ain't happened. Because I'm gonna tell you just like it is. Michael Jackson was popping them little boys. There's nothing moral about that guy. And the guy ain't never had sex with a daggone woman. Now I heard that Presley's daughter said she basically divorced him because when it came to having sex, he didn't want to have sex. His thing was, oh, I'm just gonna lay down with little Johnny. Well, I'm not gonna do nothing. Now, if your woman came to you saying she gonna stay over at your friend's house and y'all gonna sleep in the same bed, but you're not gonna do nothing, you gonna believe that shit? But you niggas, you believe that bullshit, man. No, don't say that about him. Don't bring the negative, because, you know, he was acquitted. Why would he pay a kid, what, $23 million? Give me a goddamn break, man. The dude was a homo, man. And then all these little kids are going to write them, that got popped by him, they're going to make money. They're going to write books. They're going to write books about what really happened, man. And then there's going to be people that's going to say, well, I don't believe it. And people that are going to believe it, man. Go ahead.
It says, therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation.
And another thing, that simple-minded nigga embraced the religion of Islam along with his potato head brother, Jermaine Jackson. They even changed their names to Islamic name. Now, where was Allah when he dropped dead? Go ahead.
It says, therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of the Most High they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men.
That's a stumbling block, man. You got people, you know, they'll be in the house all day listening to Michael Jackson. Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, and a snare to the feet of the unwise, for the division of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
So Michael Jackson was an idol, right? Read that again.
For the division of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication.
So that's spiritual fornication. Did not it say in Revelation 17 and Revelation 18 about how Esau gonna let you cause you to commit fornication? It's talking about spiritual fornication. Go ahead.
It says, and the invention of them the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. For by the vainglory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end.
Michael came shortly. He came to an end quick, man. Mozart took his ass. He was talking about he gonna have that big tour in England, and the tickets already sold out. Well, guess what? All that money that they got in tickets, they're gonna have to refund all that money. So they didn't make, and he said, this is going to be my biggest tour, my biggest, well, I guess my biggest, let's say it right, my biggest tour. That ain't going to be his biggest tour. He's dead. He's out of the picture. Go ahead.
So real quick, this is Ecclesiastes, Wisdom of Solomon 15:8. And employing his labors lewdly, he maketh a vain god of the same clay, even he which a little before was made of earth himself. And within a little while after returneth to the same, out of the which he was taken, when his life which was lent him shall be demanded.
Your life was lent to you, man. The Most High lent you that spirit. He said, I'm going to lend you this. And he already had in his mind, don't you know the angels know, or the Most High knows when you're going to die? He said, you're going to live to be 50 and you're going to die on that day. You're going to live to be 60 and you're going to die on that day. You're going to live to be 5 years old and you're going to get hit by a car and you're going to die that day. Go ahead.
Notwithstanding, his care is not that he shall have much labor, nor that his life is short, but striveth to excel goldsmiths and silversmiths, and endeavoreth to do like the workers in brass, and counted it his glory to make counterfeit things. His heart is ashes, his hope is more vile than the earth, and his clay of less value than clay.
And to prove that MJ was an idol, because anytime you become a great actor or a great singer, they have a show that comes on called American Idol. So they're telling you right there in that series, American Idol, that we're trying to make or create an idol. All right? Is there more?
A little bit more.
All right, go ahead.
For as much as he knew not his maker and him that inspired into him an active soul and breathed in a living spirit, but they counted our life a pastime and our time here a market for gain. For say they, we must be getting every way, though it be by evil means. For this man that of earthly matter maketh brittle vessels and graven images knoweth himself to offend above all others. And all the enemies of thy people that hold them in subjection are most foolish and are most miserable than very babes. For they counted all the idols of the heathen to be gods, which neither have use of eyes to see, nor noses to draw breath, nor ears to hear.
Now, this is talking about these statues that are big in the Roman Catholic Church. And like if you go to among the East Indians, they got these different statues. That's literally talking about statues. Go ahead.
It says, nor fingers or of hands to handle, and as for their feet, they are slow to go. For man made them, and he that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them. But no man can make a god like unto himself. For being mortal, he worketh a dead thing with wicked hands, for he himself is better than the things which he worshippeth. Whereas he lived once, but they never. Yea, they worship those beasts also that are most hateful, for being compassed together, some are worse than others. Neither are they beautiful, so much as to be desired in respect of beasts, but they went without the praise of the Most High and his blessing.
Yeah, now let's go from there to Joshua 24, verses 19 to 28. Joshua 24, 19 to 28.
Joshua 24 verse 19. It says, and Joshua said unto the people, you cannot serve the Lord, for he is in holy power. He is a jealous God. He will not forgive your transgressions nor your sins. If you forsake the Lord and serve strange gods, and he will turn and do you hurt. Then he will turn and do you hurt.
Yeah, Michael Jackson was a strange god. Used to like to play with monkeys. He's a grown ass man, 40 in his 40s in his late 40s or early 40s. When he was in his 30s, he used to like to walk around with little boys, have little boys stay. And then he said on certain interviews, I just don't have boys, and I have little girls. You do not have no little girls. You have a boy and his sister, but she'll be outside, and the boy always stays with you. All right. He had the remains of the elephant man. He had a goddamn zoo, Neverland. All right. Go ahead.
Then he will turn and do you.
Oh, he climbed up this goddamn tree called the Giving Tree.
So, shielded by his umbrella, he took me to his most secret place.
I call it my giving tree because it inspires me. I love climbing trees in general. But this tree I love the most because I climb up high and I look down on its branches, and it gives me, I just love it, so many ideas. I've written so many of my songs.
You're actually saying that you climb that tree?
Yeah.
How far do you climb up it?
All the way to that, see? All the way to that kind of spot up there, kind of like a deck or it's like a bed.
Do you want to climb it now?
Yeah.
Give me hold the umbrella.
Yeah.
You go and climb it, and when you've climbed it, let's see how inspiring it is.
Aren't you coming?
No way.
This is a big secret. I never show anybody my giving tree.
Okay, I'll try. I'm slightly worried about my shoes slipping.
Come on.
Is it safe?
Of course.
I'm frightened.
My
I think
inspiration.
I'm going to stop here.
You don't climb trees?
No, I do not.
You're missing out.
He told the East Indian on Nightline, he said, come on up. Come try and climb up the tree. Then the East Indian with his feeble ass, I'm going to get a little nervous. He said, you got to come up. He said, you don't know what you're missing. Whatever the hell his goddamn name is, damn heathen.
Then he will turn.
No, he said, you're really missing out.
Then he will turn and do you hurt and consume you.
Go up where it says strange gods.
Okay. If you forsake the Lord and serve strange gods.
Michael Jackson was a strange god. Go ahead.
Then he will turn and do you hurt and consume you after that he have done you good.
So the Most High gonna jack up a lot of you MJ fans, man. You crying, people crying because MJ dropped dead, man. Yeah, people die every day. You don't cry like that. And I was telling people on the job, I said, I know you cry, yeah. I said, you know what? You wouldn't even cry for your own grandmother, you know? I said, you wouldn't even cry for your mother. You make a big thing about your grandmother and your mother for one day, and that's it. You'll be reminiscing off of goddamn Michael Jackson, and you don't even know the guy. Never met him.
And the people said unto Joshua, Nay, but we will serve.
Yeah, these simple niggas down there in Harlem, the Apollo, they just made that a refuge, man. They still out there, man. You know? They're out there camping out, dressing up like Michael Jackson, doing the moonwalk, acting the damn fool. The Most High gonna get like the scripture said, the Most High gonna get 2/3 of you boneheaded niggas. Go ahead.
And the people said unto Joshua, Nay, but we will serve the Lord. And Joshua said unto the people, You are witnesses against yourselves that you have chosen you the Lord to serve him. And they said, We are witness. Now therefore put away, said he, the strange gods which are among you.
So you were supposed to put away MJ. Go ahead.
And incline your heart unto the Lord power of Israel. And the people said unto Joshua.
And then MJ embraced Islam, and eventually he was going to push that Islam. Now you know what? If he had to push Islam, you know how many you niggas would have went right back into that gutter religion called Islam? Go ahead.
And the people said unto Joshua, The Lord our power will we serve, and his voice will we obey. So Joshua made a covenant with the people that day, and set them a statute and an ordinance in Shechem. And Joshua wrote these words in the book of the law of the Most High, and took a great stone, and set it up there under an oak that was by the sanctuary of the Lord. And Joshua said unto all the people, Behold, this stone shall be a witness unto us, for it hath heard all the words of the Lord which he spake unto us. It shall be therefore a witness unto you, lest you deny your power. So Joshua let the people depart every man unto his inheritance.
Now let's go from there. And by the way, the word inheritance means land. You're supposed to have your land. You talking about how great America is and I got a good job. Do you have your own land? Hell no, you don't have. Well, I got my house. Nigga, your house is being foreclosed on. Talking about some goddamn American dream, man. This society was not set up as an American dream for you simple-minded Negroes. All right? Now let's go from there to the book of Isaiah 44, verses 9 to 20.
Isaiah 44:9. They that make a graven image are all of them vanity, and their delectable things shall not profit, and they are their own witness. They see not nor know that they may be ashamed. Who hath formed a god or a molten a graven image that is profitable for nothing? Behold, all his fellows shall be ashamed, and the workmen they are of men. Let them all be gathered together, let them stand up, yet they shall fear, and they shall be ashamed together. The smith with the tongs both worketh in the coals, and fashioneth it with hammers, and worketh it with the strength of his arm.
Now that's talking about an actual iron that you might make out of gold or silver, but when you set up a guy like Michael Jackson, the Smiths would be these people out there in Hollywood in the music industry. Right, you got to go before them. You know, if you want to get a big name, you got to go before. You got to sign a contract with Sony Records or RCA Records, so they can make you or break you. Go ahead.
Yea, he is hungry, and his strength faileth. He drinketh no water, and is faint. The carpenter stretcheth out his rule, he marketh it out with a line. He fitteth it with planes, and he maketh it out with the compass, and maketh it after the figure of a man, according to the beauty of a man, that it may remain in the house. He heweth him down cedars, and taketh the cypress and the oak, which he strengtheneth for himself among the trees of the forest. He planteth an ash, and the rain doth nourish it. Then shall it be for a man to burn.
And to prove that, now he goes in the forest and takes wood, right? Now, the place where all the stars come from is Hollywood, man. Because Michael Jackson was born and raised in Indiana. All right, and what happened was when they kind of made it, where they go, they moved to. Before that, they at one time I believe they were living in Detroit, because of Motown. Then they went to New York. Then they went to Hollywood, and they stayed over there in L.A. Because if you're in the music business, sooner or later you're gonna get an offer to be in a movie, or you're gonna make movies. You're gonna get into the movie business. Because he was the one that came up with that long video. It was like a short movie. So he got who? He got this guy Steven Spielberg and different Lucas and them to make this this music video. So that all goes into Hollywood, all right? Now the word Hollywood is from hollowed wood, which the Druids, they would go out, they would worship out in the woods. The men of the oak, right? Druids mean the men of the oak, and they would make wands out of those woods, that wood out there, that tree. They would cut down the tree, then they would fashion it into a wand, and that wood was called Hollywood or holy wood, but holy on their side, the negative side. So that's why when you go out to Hollywood, you see that big placard that says, it used to say Hollywood land. Then they cut off the land and it says Hollywood, and they preserved that, man, because that's the place where that magic come from. You know, you watch it, the movies cast a spell over you, man. You crying in a movie, you see the actor die, he really ain't dead, but you crying like the person actually died. And you watch a certain movie and that inspires you to be that thing based upon that movie, that person in the movie that never even existed. All right? Go ahead.
Then shall it be for a man to burn, for he will take thereof and warm himself. Yea, he kindleth it and baketh bread. Yea, he maketh a god and worshipeth it. He maketh it a graven image and falleth down thereto. He burneth part thereof in the fire. With part thereof he eateth flesh. He roasteth he roasts his roast and is satisfied. Yea, he warmeth himself and saith, Aha, I am warm. I have seen the fire. And the residue thereof he maketh a god, even his graven image. He falleth down unto it and worshipeth it.
And people fall down and worship this guy, man. Why do you think MJ stayed out in Europe? Because them people were actually worshiping him like a god. There was actually people bowing down to him, man. There was actually people fainting. You watch his concerts, there were people just fainting, man. Go ahead.
And prayeth unto it, and saith, Deliver me, for thou art my God. They have not known nor understood, for he hath shut their eyes that they cannot.
Yeah, niggas on different radio shows talking about he was a great humanitarian, and the nigga just made songs, man. Go ahead.
That they cannot see, and their hearts that they cannot understand. And none considereth in his heart, neither is there knowledge nor understanding to say, I have burned part of it in the fire, yea, also I have baked bread upon the coals thereof, I have roasted flesh and eaten it, and shall I make the residue thereof an abomination? Shall I fall down to the stock of a tree? He feedeth on ashes, a deceived heart hath turned him aside, that he cannot deliver his soul, nor say, Is there not a lie in my right hand?
Yeah, now let's go from there to Jeremiah 51, verses 17 and verses 18.
Jeremiah 51, verse 17. Every man is brutish by his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them.
Yeah. Now, breath spiritually means the knowledge of the Most High. Michael Jackson didn't have the knowledge of the Most High. If he had the knowledge of the Most High, he wouldn't embrace no damn Islam, man. He wouldn't be laying down with little boys. All right? Go ahead.
They are vanity, the work of...
Yeah, MJ was vain. He's a vain person.
The work of errors. Yeah,
he's a work of error. Well, his whole face is an error. Well, actually, he was an actual idol. What am I talking about? He was an actual idol, man. He had to constantly go back and forth to doctors that had to reshape his nose. So he was born a human, and they actually made him an idol. That's Pinocchio, man. That's right. That's right.
Nose kept
his nose kept popping off because he kept lying. So they actually made it. They took a human and actually made him into an actual idol, man. Because when the boy was born, He was a dark-skinned man with an afro, man. Talking about, what's that disease? What's that vitiligo? Look that up, man. Because hey, brother, I don't believe that bullshit that it's a disease called vitiligo. So his skin is going to just all turn white. Perfect white. No spots of blackness in him, right? No blotches. And then you're going to tell me that all of his hair, he had kinky hair. All of his hair, did he have a special disease that his hair just lost his body and just became straight? The dude wanted to be a damn cracker, man. That's what he wanted to be, man.
Basically leprosy.
Basically, right. Oh, but see what it says, man. Because I don't think when you get that disease, you just wake up one morning and your whole body turns. You just turn into a white boy. So what does it say, brother?
All right, this is in Wikipedia. Vitiligo, chronic is a chronic, relatively common dermatologic disorder that causes depigmentation in patches of skin. It occurs when patches of skin. I don't need to read anymore. Basically, the Bible calls it leprosy.
He became his own. First of all, leprosy is a curse. Why would you make yourself get leprosy? Why would you go to Esau and basically tell him you want to be white? You basically you wanted to become a leopard, man. Because the key word right there is patches. We never seen Michael with a patch of black hair and the white there and patches. He did something, that demon, to make his whole body look like a white boy, man. Michael Jackson was basically an asshole, man. All right, go ahead.
It's a day of vent
and a demon. You know, you can, but you know what? Don't burn it. You can listen to the music. Put the music on, listen to it. If the music was bad, but don't bow down to that CD, man. All right, it's just music, man. Don't be trying to listen to the lyrics and get your philosophy from that lyric, man. Yeah, you can't pay your bills with that goddamn song. Go ahead.
They are vanity, the work of errors, and the time of...
Yeah, he's a work of error. See, that Michael Jackson phenomenon would not happen. It's not going to happen in the kingdom of heaven. Right. You ain't going to see that crap in the kingdom of heaven. And then let me say this. MJ's going to be in the kingdom of heaven, but he's going to be an Israelite that's going to have Edomite slaves, and he's going to beat the shit out of his Edomite slaves, and he ain't going to be talking... Pass me a napkin, Tito. He ain't gonna be talking like that, you know. He gonna be a Jake. He gonna be proud of the fact that he's a Jake, you know. And there's a scripture in I believe it's in Ezekiel where it said they're gonna loathe themselves. Yeah, get that real quick. I don't know if that's Ezekiel 36. So he's gonna think back, and he gonna be ashamed of the fact that he was so-called MJ. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 36 and 31. Then shall you remember your own evil ways.
So in the kingdom, he going to remember his own evil ways. Go ahead.
And your doings that were not good.
Yeah, sleeping with little boys. Making your skin turn white. Straightening your hair. Changing your nose. Go ahead.
And shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations.
Now go to the blue letter and look up the word loathe. Actually go to the scripture itself and look up the word loathe. You're going to loathe yourself. So MJ going to be back. He's going to be in the kingdom. Read that again.
Then shall you remember your own evil ways and your doings that were not good, and shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations.
So we got that? Loathe, let's look it up.
Yeah, the word for loathe, the Hebrew word is quawat. It means to loathe, to be grieved, feel a loathing, to feel loathing against self, to detest. Let me read down here, see what it says. Basically, yeah, that's it. That's the point. To detest, to loathe, basically to hate oneself.
Yeah, you're gonna hate you're gonna despise yourself for what you was. All right? Go ahead.
It says, not for your sakes do I this, saith the Lord power, be it known unto you. Be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of Israel.
Okay, now let's go. We still in Jeremiah 51. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 51:18. They are vanity, the work of errors. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish.
So they're gonna, all them going, all these idols are going to all the American idols, they're going to perish. All right. All these actors in Hollywood, they're going to perish. Michael Jordan, King James, Denzel, all of them going to perish. Right along with Esau, man. All that crap that we got on this side of the world, all that's going to be gone. There ain't going to be no remembrance of that. Ain't nobody going to be talking about, remember Denzel? You ain't going to remember no damn Denzel. Yep. Now let's go from there to Jeremiah 50 verses 38.
Jeremiah 50:38. A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols.
And that, I don't even have to break on that. I don't even have to break that down. I'll read that again.
It says, a drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols.
Yeah, that was proven with Michael Jackson, man. People going crazy over Michael Jackson. All right? Now let's go from there to Luke 16, verse 15.
Luke chapter 16, verse 15. And he said unto them, you are they which justify yourselves before men, but the Most High knoweth your hearts. For that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of the Most High. So to the Most High's eyes, my MJ was what? An abomination. He looked like an abomination. They said that when he died, they weighed him and he was 125 pounds. Go ahead. It says, that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of the Lord, of the Most High.
Now let's go from there to Psalm 62 and 9.
Psalms chapter 62 verse 9. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and men of high degree are a lie, to be laid in the balance. They are altogether lighter than vanity.
In other words, to the Most High, Michael Jackson, it ain't nothing. All right? We'll go from there to Psalms 39 and 5.
Psalms 39 and 5. Behold, thou hast made my days as an handbreadth, and mine age is as nothing before thee. Verily every man at his best state is altogether vanity. Selah.
Yeah, like I said, you have people worship these people. We go from there to Matthews 23 and 12. Matthews 23 verse 12.
Matthew chapter 23. Matthew 23 and 12. And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted.
Yeah, so there was nothing humbling about, even though he played that role of being humble. That man wasn't humble. Let's go from there to Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. Which we read that, but we're going to read that again.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Yeah, that's all I want on that. But that's what time we in. So you Jake should be waking up to this truth at this particular time. You should be waking up by now. Now let's go from there to Amos 8 verses 9 to 10. Amos chapter 8 verses 9 to 10.
Amos 8 and 9. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord power, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and will darken the earth in the clear day. And I will turn your feasts into mourning, and all your songs into lamentation. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head. And I will make it as the mourning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day.
Let's read that again.
Okay, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord power, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will dark.
Now, let me break that down. I shall make the sun go down at noon. Now that's talking about Esau's height. The highest point of the sun is 12 noon. That's when the sun is straight up. Because as you look at the sun, you can look at the angle of the sun and see whether it's 10 o'clock. All right. At 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock, the sun is over here. At 1 o'clock, the sun is right there. At 2 o'clock, the sun is over there. So you can actually tell time by looking at the sun. So the highest point in the sky of the sun is really talking about Esau's height. When he establishes this new world order, he's right there. He's about a second, or maybe a couple of seconds from that 12 noon, from that height. So the Most High said when he hits that top, that agenda, that the Most High gonna bring the sun down, which is his sun. Exactly. Yep.
And I will darken the earth in the clear day, and I will turn your feasts into mourning, and all your songs into lamentation.
Now that's what happened to Israel, but that's going to happen to Esau. Because we went through all this hell. We went through these curses. Now these curses are going to fall on Esau now, you know?
And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head. And I will make it as the mourning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day.
Yeah, so it's going to be like, it's going to be a bad time. You don't have your heads down. You're going to feel embarrassed. You're going to feel alone. Watch when the Most High does his work, man. Because this place is going down. And then when this place goes down, this whole world system is going to go down. Now let's go from there to Matthew 24, verses 29.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 29. It says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light.
That sun is talking about Esau's son, which is his wisdom, and the moon is talking about his understanding. But when this society goes down, the sun is going to be darkened because the missiles are going to cover the sky. It's going to block out the light of the sun. Go ahead.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Now let's go from there to Genesis 37, verses 9 to 11. Genesis 37, verses 9 to 11.
Genesis 37 and 9. And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, behold, I have...
Now this right here is going to prove, that's why I said the stars in heaven is twofold. Sometimes it could be threefold. But the stars of heaven is also talking about the nation of Israel. Because the nation of Israel are of the stars of the heaven. The Most High compared us to the stars of the heaven because we're going to be stars over these other nations. Go ahead.
And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me.
Now the sun and the moon and the 11 stars are talking about his other brothers. Go ahead.
And he told it to his father and to his brethren, and his father rebuked him and said unto him, what is this dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come to bow down ourselves to thee, to the earth? And his brethren envied him, but his father observed the saying.
Yeah, he pondered upon that saying, and his brothers got mad at it. They got mad at him for that. Now that goes Give me Hosea. Give me Hosea. Because that brings some more scriptures that go hand in hand with the scripture that we just read in Genesis. Hosea 1 and 10.
Hosea chapter 1 verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass in the place where it was said unto them, you are not my people, there shall be said unto them, you are the sons of the living power.
Right, so the Most High likened us unto the sands of the sea, where there's a lot of Israelites out there, man. You know, they say the Chinese have the biggest population, over 1 billion people, but there's the majority of the people on this earth are Israelites. The greatest number of people on the earth are Israelites. So we were compared to the stars of heaven. We were also compared to the sands of the sea. All right, go ahead.
Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel.
And this is getting ready to happen. All right. Now let's go from there. Since we're on that subject, let's give me the book of Daniel, the 8th chapter. We got it. Let's go to the point. All right, start at the 8th verse.
Okay, Daniel 8 verse 8. Therefore the he-goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken, and for it came up 4 notable ones towards the 4 winds of heaven. And out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceeding great, towards the south and towards the east.
Yeah, now if you understand history and prophecy, you would know, we're not going to get into it, but you would know that that's talking about, referring to Antiochus Epiphanes, or also known as Antiochus IV. Go ahead.
Toward the south and towards the east and towards the pleasant land. And it waxed great, even to the host of heaven.
Even to the host of heaven is talking about the nation of Israel. So the tribes that were left over there was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Go ahead.
And it came to, and it cast down some of the host of the stars to the ground.
It ain't talking about the actual stars. It's talking about Israelites. Go ahead.
And stamped upon them. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down, and host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression, and it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered.
The truth is the law, and ultimately the truth is the whole Bible. All right. Now let's good. Revelation 12. Excellent. Start from the top.
Revelation 12 and 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
Now, if you go to any most Roman Catholic church, I say all of them, and you understand the symbols, you'll see like so supposedly Mary, but then sometime you'll go into the church or whatever. Let's say you got to do a delivery, or you happen to be in there, or sometime on the outside of the church, they'll have images of supposedly Mary with a crown on her head with stars on top, and then you see the actual moon under her feet. So what the Roman Catholic Church is saying, they went to the book of Revelation, the 12th chapter, the 1st verse, and they're saying that woman is talking about the Roman Catholic Church. That shows you that they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And that's one of the major religions on the planet Earth. So a lot of these people, and a lot of our people are confused and deceived by this false religion. Go ahead.
And
that woman, like I said, is referring to the nation of Israel. You notice that there was a crown of 12 stars that represent the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. All right. The moon under her feet represent understanding. Because we're going to get the ultimate knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from the Most High in the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
It says, and she being with child cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and
That's the Roman Empire. Go ahead.
7 crowns upon his heads. And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven.
Why did it say the 3rd part of the stars of heaven? Because there's 12 parts to the nation of Israel. But that's history. Go to any history book. During the time when the Lord was born upon the earth, the only tribes that was back there was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And the Lord came out of the tribe of Judah. Go ahead.
And his tail drew the 3rd part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born.
That was the Lord himself being born out of the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto the Most High and to his throne.
Right, so what was Michael Jackson? Was he not an Israelite? Yep. So he was a star. But they made him a mega star. So didn't the scripture say that the stars shall fall from heaven? So he was one of the stars that actually fell from heaven. So you know that we're close to this thing, because he didn't die of old age. He was a mega star. All right. Now, what did we leave off at anything?
No, that was it on that.
Okay.
You want to deal with the scriptures on the stars?
Yeah. Let's go to that. Let's go. Well, we read Genesis already, so now let's go to Daniel, the 12th chapter, and the 3rd verse.
All right. Here we go. Daniel chapter 12, verse 3. Daniel chapter 12, verse 3. It says, and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
Now it's talking about the nation of Israel, but it's mainly talking about the men of the Lord. You know, it's talking about the prophets of the Most High that's prophesied before many kingdoms. See, we prophesied going back to Egypt. We prophesied against this society, right along with Moses. During the time of the Babylonian Empire, we prophesied. Men were set up to prophesy. During any of these so-called kingdoms that were set up of the other nations, the Most High said we were men that was back there prophesying against some systems before they went down. So we back again, prophesying against this society going down. Go ahead.
Luke chapter 1, verse 69. And hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
So we was all that proves reincarnation. So we are the ancient prophets coming back, doing the same thing that we were doing back in our last life. Now let's go back to we finished Daniel, right? All right, now let's go from there to Revelation 22 and 16. Revelation 22 verse 16.
All right, Revelation 22 and 16. I, Yahushai, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star.
Yeah, that's now you know what? I want you to hold that, and I want you to go to Numbers, the 24th chapter, and we're gonna deal with that link up. And it seems like we always bringing out Numbers, the 24th chapter, because that prophecy is getting ready to be fulfilled. And it wasn't even an Israelite that prophesied on that, man. That's right. Because like I said, Balaam wish he was an Israelite. I go right to the point.
Okay. Numbers 24 verse 17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob. And
there shall come a star out of Jacob. So that links up with Revelation, the 12th chapter. That links up with Revelation, the 22nd chapter. That star is Yahushai. All right? Go ahead.
It says,
read that again.
I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold.
And you know what? Michael Jackson is not that star. Even though I think it was the Jehovah's Witnesses, or there were certain people that were saying that he was Michael the Archangel. You know, people are bugged out, man. People are bugged out. That's why when we rule our society, we're gonna rule it with a rod. We're gonna tell you this is the right. This is what this means. No, all right. We're gonna keep bopping you in the head until you get it right. Go ahead.
I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the...
Read that again.
I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel.
Now, look up the word scepter. Go to that scripture. Name the scripture.
Numbers 24:17.
Now, that scepter, the meaning of that word should mean something that you use to beat people down. Now, did not it say in Revelation the 12th chapter that the man-child shall be born and he shall rule with a rod of iron? Yep. So what are you going to do with that rod of iron? You're going to beat the hell out of people with it. You know? When the Lord comes back, he's not coming back as a nice guy. He's coming back to beat the hell out of people. All right? So let me know as soon as you get it. Yep. Read that one more time, brother. Read that one more time. Go ahead.
It says, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob.
Read that and then go to Revelation 12. It says the same thing. It was born out of that woman. A star shall come out of Jacob. Jacob was a name. Jacob was a name that Isaac gave his son, but his name was later changed to Israel. So the word Jacob is interchangeable with the word Israel. All right, we are the sons of Jacob. We are the sons of Israel. You got that, brother?
Yeah. Okay, in the Blue Letter Bible, the word there for scepter, Numbers 24:17, is Shabbat, which means a rod, staff, branch, offshoot, club, scepter, rod, staff, shaft, club, scepter, mark of authority. Yeah, because if you carry a club, you have the mark of authority. A staff, stick, rod. Oh, a staff, stick, rod used for beating or striking.
Right. So that's that rod or that scepter or that club is going to be literal. Because Yahushua, when he comes back, he's going to have a literal scepter in his hand, and that's what he's going to do with the nation. He's going to beat the hell out of them. All right? That's in the book of Revelation, the 22nd, the book of Revelation, the 2nd chapter, and the 25th verse on down. All right? It says in the book of Revelation 2:25 that the Lord is, we're going to actually have scepters also to beat the nations upside their head if they don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord.